1 Corinthians chapter 8, the idea is all about food that has been sacrificed or offered to idols. Okay, now what I mean by that is food that had been, presented to basically false gods, and some would say, I'm not going to eat that because it's been offered to idols. And some would say, I've got no problem with that because there are no idols. There are no false gods. There's only one God with a big G, no little g God. So it doesn't bother me and I don't feel any conviction. And so there's this debate in this chapter today going back and forth that Paul is talking about. Some feel conviction over not eating food that had been offered to idols, and some have no problem with it. And what Paul goes on to say is live by the convictions there that God sets before you, because neither are right or neither are wrong, because God has led you in those ways. And as I read about this, preparing for today's devotion, I thought about this idea of alcohol, because I think it's similar in today's world. There are many Christians who really, really, are against it. There are many Christians that are okay with it. There are many people that have addiction issues with alcohol, and there are many people who don't have any addiction issues with it at all. And I think for me, this chapter today is probably, in light of that, if we were to look at it through the lens of our current society and things going on. And the reason that I say that is because Paul ends with this in verse 13. He says, therefore, if food makes my brother stumble, I will never eat meat, lest I make my brother stumble. And every time I read that verse, I think about it in the lens of alcohol. And that's what it means to me. My convictions may not be the same convictions as somebody else has about it, but I do know this. If it causes my brother to stumble, then it's no good for me. Because we're called to lift up our brothers in Christ, to help our neighbor thrive in their relationship with the Lord. So regardless of what your convictions are, right, okay, on areas like this, think about your neighbor. Think about how you can be a good, godly neighbor to them and help them thrive in their relationship with God. I know that person is around you and in your life, so be aware, be thankful, and be thinking about the ways that God would have you serve them today. So God bless you, and have an awesome day.